Welcome back to SportsLine, everybody. Once again, our thanks to Jonathan Hutton from 104.5 for joining us last segment. More Titans coverage coming your way in just a few minutes. We're going to hear from the new guy, offensive lineman Dennis Kelly. But first, let's take our first phone call tonight. Check in with James on line one. James, good evening. You're on SportsLine.
How's it going, John?
Good, man. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. What'd you think of the Titans last week?
I thought they played good. I went to the game. I think a guy that stands out to me in the camp. I went to practice a couple weeks ago, and I went to the game. A guy that stands out to me that I think he's liable to have a Pro Bowl season. That's Damian Stafford. Mm-hmm. That guy, man, I tell you, he hits hard. His enthusiasm is there. His passion's there. You can see it. I mean, that guy right there is going to be contagious for that Tennessee Titans team. You keep your eye on him because in practice and in the game, you know, he was just all over the field. His name was being called, and I think he's going to have a Pro Bowl season if he can stay healthy. James,
you bring up a good point. You know, Damian Stafford is one of those really valuable guys on a football team because obviously he can play pretty much both safety positions. He's a fearless hitter, and he's outstanding on special teams as well. He's a guy that we haven't talked about a whole lot since training camp began, but I agree with you. He's a very, very important player for the Tennessee Titans this year.
Yeah, and Cody Riggs, and he's another guy to watch this year too, in that, because he's all the way around the ball and bird. Both of them guys, you know, I think they're going to have a real good breakout season. But Damian Stafford, I think, is the one that's really going to stick out on defense, because Dick LeBeau's going to bring out something in that guy. Well,
listen, I was in Pittsburgh for over a decade covering the Steelers, and you saw what LeBeau was able to do with a guy like Polamalu. Now, obviously, Polamalu's he's a once-in-a-generation type player. I think he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. But if you have a safety that isn't afraid to come up in the box and smack some people, Dick LeBeau can really do some good things disguising him so the opposing offense is not 100% sure where he's going to line up. Stafford could be the guy. Right now, I think it's going to be Searcy and probably Rashad Johnson as your starters at safety. And let's not forget Kevin Byard, who has been doing great things at training camp so far. Had a nice interception the other night. But it's good, James, I will agree with this. It's good to have depth at a position like safety. We're talking about any number of 4 guys that can fill in either safety position, and the Titans' defense should be okay.
Yeah, and I think the Titans need to do a little bit different at the stadium, at the games, man, because I just thought it was a little bit boring, you know. They did a little something between, you know, commercial breaks and stuff like that. I think they need to do some redirecting or do something, you know, kind of get the fans more involved. It seemed like it was a struggle to get fans involved, and I think they need to do something like that at the stadium, do something different.
You know, James, you bring up a good point. You know, so many people. I know that's something the NFL is working on, to make the going to the game experience more enjoyable, because so many people are electing to stay home with their flat screen TVs and watch it on TV because, let's face it, the game of football was made to fit inside your television, right? But it looks like they're taking strides towards doing that. They've got the nice little Hollywood walkway entrance when the players come out on the field, and they're trying to work to make the game day experience more pleasurable. But the problem is, with the TV game, and you know this, there are so many timeouts. And it's just after a while, you're kind of sitting on your hands, and you forgot why you walked in the building to begin with, right?
Right. And I just think they need to work on that a little bit. Maybe take some of the fans' suggestions, you know, and do a poll or something, you know, because the fans, you know, they know what they want.
Right.
And I think they ought to try to do something like that and just try to get some opinions and see what happens.
All right, James, I thank you for the call. Have a great night. All right. James checking in with some suggestions for the game day experience. Do you agree with James? Would you like to see the Titans game day experience be improved? Were you at the game Saturday night? What did you like about the whole experience? What didn't you like? What improvements do you think could be made? We'll use that as a topic on the show. Anything's pretty much fair game. Right now, we're going to listen to the newest Tennessee Titan, offensive lineman Dennis Kelly, who, of course, came over from the Philadelphia Eagles in the Dorial Green-Beckham trade. Flew into Nashville, had his first practice today, and by all accounts, things went pretty well.
It's the bittersweetness. You know, like you said, Philly was my first stop. They drafted me, but it's a new opportunity. It's here. Nashville's a great city. The Titans are a terrific franchise, and I'm real excited to be part of it.
Get to talk much with anybody yet, or did you just kind of get in here and get to work?
Kind of both. Got in last night and then just kind of hit the ground running, talking to the coaches, learning the playbook, meeting the guys, kind of just done it all in the last 24 hours or so.
Versatility, I know, big part of your game. You feel comfortable, stepping in, right tackle is where you've played the most?
I played the most at right tackle, yeah, but with where I was on Philly's depth chart, I've learned to play pretty much all four except center, so I feel pretty comfortable going anywhere.
How much did this maybe take you by surprise?
Sorry?
How much did this maybe take you by surprise?
Quite a bit. I thought I was having a good camp over in Philly, and I have relationships there. Howie is the guy who drafted me, and so when he told me, it was just one of those things. Kind of, like I said, it's a little bittersweet. Kind of sad to leave the city that I started, but it's a terrific opportunity.
What did you know about this team before you got here, and what are you learning about this team?
Actually, when I was growing up, Javon Curse was my favorite football player, so I was a big Titans fan. Other than that, recently, I just know that they kept Coach Malarkey from this past season, and that's I had to do a little bit of research, between the break from Philly to get in here. But it's exciting. There seems to be a real positive vibe going around here.
Sorry I missed the first part, but kind of a fresh start. What's it like coming in, starting new, and how do you like the locker room?
The atmosphere is great. Like I just said, there seems to be a real positive attitude. Guys seem to be having a lot of fun around here, but working hard at the same time. So I'm real excited to be here and be a part of it.
There he is, Dennis Kelly, the newest Tennessee Titan, of course, coming over from Philly in the Dorial Green-Beckham trade. As you heard him say, got in last night, hit the field for practice today, a full padded practice, and head coach Mike Malarkey seemed to like what he could do, a very versatile offensive lineman. As you heard him say, as you heard Jonathan Hutton say, he can play 4 out of the 5 positions on the offensive line. He's mostly a right tackle, but can play left tackle, left guard, and right guard as well. So anytime you have an offensive lineman that can play a number of different positions, that adds a lot of value to a football team. All right, time for our second break. We come back, more of your phone calls, and we're going to hear from head coach Mike Malarkey as his team gets ready for preseason game number 2 Saturday afternoon at Nissan Stadium. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff, don't forget. We're back with more right after this.